Per Aaron, this is a top 25 presentation.
I read a memo that top 25 teams have refreshments.
Yeah, I read this same menu.
Yeah.
Menu or memo?
Menu now?
Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Matt, can you start with just kind of what exactly happened to you, what the injury was, and kind of what your timeline and things going forward are?
So the injury that occurred happened versus Lafayette. I tried to play the next week and really blew up the ankle. It was a high ankle sprain as long as a couple ligaments that were tore. So the process, the surgery, they went and repaired the ligaments and then put a plate in, kind of like what Shane did last year, and the tightrope technique that fixed the high ankle sprain. The timeline's 3 to 6 months from the injury date. It kind of varies. It kind of depends how you do under recovery and the rehab. Rehab is going really well right now, and so I'm looking to be back, hopefully in mid to late January.
So were the ligaments torn the first time, or you tore the ligaments the second in the Air Force game?
That's hard to say.
Okay.
I don't really know, but they definitely were tore when we went and got the MRI.
What was the decision? I guess at that point it was you probably knew you couldn't continue, or what was that kind of like after the second when you tried to play through it and then had to decide to have the surgery?
Yeah, I kind of had a gut feeling during the Air Force game when we went to the locker room that something serious was wrong. So then we went to MRI on Monday morning, got that all done, and then later that afternoon we got the results, and we talked with the trainers. I talked with Coach Harsin, and it was a hard decision just because if I thought I could play, I was going to play, and Coach Harsin kind of said, you got a future in this game. Let's just get this fixed up and try to get you ready for the next level.
There was no hope that if you tried to wait it out for a couple months, you'd be able to play?
The good thing is they gave me the option to wait out a few weeks, and I did. You saw me in Nevada, and then the following week I didn't have surgery until the 13th of October. And that was kind of the point of it. They said you can wait that long. If it feels good, you can try to play. And on surgery day, I felt no better than I did after the game at Air Force.
Is it 3 to 6 months from the surgery or from
the surgery day?
Okay. So you've held. I mean, we get the question a lot from fans. You don't have any hopes of getting on the field as a Bronco again, right?
I mean, I never want to say never, but the chances are pretty slim.
Matt, for your senior season to end like that, I mean, you dealt with a kind of a devastating injury your first year here, and it kind of ends in similar regards. I guess just how tough is that?
It's tough, but the good thing is from my first year to how I handled that to now is just night and day. I'm a lot more mature. I've grown up a whole lot in the last 4 years. And so this injury to me, I'm taking it in stride. I know it's not as bad as an Achilles tear, so I'm really hopeful that I can get back better than ever. And I'm excited to get ready and start training and hopefully get a shot at the next level.
We know you always say the records don't mean much to you, but you're so close to the receiving yards record. Some of your coaches have joked about trying to get you out there for a catch in the bowl game or something. I mean, is there any, if they tried to push that, is there any possible way that could happen?
There's a possibility, but I mean now I think you guys can believe me that it doesn't really bother me that the records, they really don't mean much to me. I'm happy that we're winning football games and we're playing really well. But yeah, I guess there's a shot of it. But if I'm not feeling confident and comfortable with where my ankle's at, I wouldn't play.
You talk about having a future in this game. What are you doing and what to build towards that future?
Well, right now we're just hitting rehab really hard. Just kind of going through the process and the game plan that the doctors have laid out for me. And right now it's pretty slow going, but things should be able to pick up here in the next few weeks and start running, hitting a lot of the underwater treadmills and the Ultra G treadmill. And, hopefully it progresses like it has been. And then, I think it'll be sitting pretty good.
You're still wearing the boot now, or when do you get that off?
I have an appointment this week, and that doctor will determine when I can take it off then.
What do you think, I know you're not going to be able to play in the game this coming Saturday, but it is senior day, and in kind of a way you'll get a run, or I don't know whether it'll be run or hobble or what it might be, but you'll get to come out of that tunnel onto the blue one last time.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I wish I was suited up playing in it, but it's going to be an emotional day for all our seniors, and I'm excited. We have the best fans in the country, and to go out of that tunnel one last time is going to be a very special moment.
A lot of coaches and players have been talking about you trying to still be in the meeting room and being a voice and stuff. What have you tried to do, maybe now that you can't play, to still affect these games and help out these wide receivers? Yeah,
my role's changed a whole lot. I've gone from a guy who's really contributed on the field to a guy who now has to contribute off the field, in the film room, in the preparation. And what I've been trying to do is just see things that maybe a coach doesn't see through a player's perspective, and I translated that to some of the younger guys and try to just teach them, maybe a couple old veteran savvy moves that help me get through my time here, and just help them be the best possible wide receivers they can be.
What's it like seeing this group really step up since you've gone out?
There's nobody prouder than those guys than me. They're playing great football right now. They're putting the time and the effort into it, and like I said, I'm really proud of them because they're playing great football, and I think that their best is yet to come, which is scary.
You guys, talked about Spurbeck and some of these guys that, they just didn't get a chance to get out there on the field. What's it like, maybe especially him in particular, now that he's getting his chance to see what he can do?
Yeah, I mean, Thomas, he always had that ability. All he needed is that opportunity. Unfortunately for me, it didn't work out too great for me, but he stepped up in that role. He's been playing really well, and his best is yet to come too. He's just going to keep improving as a wide receiver and be better and better, even through the off season into the next year.
What is your goal or expectation for your career after you leave here? I mean, has NFL been something on your mind for a long time, or what's your expectation?
Yeah, I think every kid who plays football wants to play in the NFL someday. So right now my goal is just to get as healthy as I can be and just get my foot in the door somewhere where I can show them that I'm a heck of a football player, and then hopefully have a long career in the NFL. If that doesn't happen, I got a lot of other passions in life, and so I'm excited to start pursuing those as well.
Can you be ready for the NFL Combine? And if so, do you know when you'll be invited to that, whatnot?
Yeah, hopefully I get an invite to it. That's still something that we don't know right now. The doctor and I was talking about it where hopefully you'll get an invite to the Combine, and he'd advise me not to do any of the on-field stuff, just because I wouldn't be in the kind of shape I needed to be in to perform those type of drills. But it'd be smart to go there, get the physicals done, show that the ankle is on its way to being 100%, and also meet with teams. So the main goal is the pro day.
So you won't work out if you do get the Combine invite as of now?
Unless I'm feeling really, really good.
So I was going to ask if there's any hope of an all-star game, but without no way you try to play in one of those games.
No, I don't think so. I think right now the focus is just be getting 100% healthy, and maybe something crazy happens, I'm feeling great, and I get an invite to one of those games, I'll definitely play. But as of right now, the goal is to get 100% for pro day.
You're obviously, a smart player already, did a lot of film watching, things like that, but stepping back and kind of, maybe having this other perspective of it for the last month and a half, is it, you learned anything or changed anything that helped you out maybe that you can use for the future?
Oh yeah, I've watched probably just as much film as I do when I'm playing. I've just kind of changed how I've watched film. A lot more is concept-wise and seeing what concepts will beat which defense instead of watching the personnel. So I think it's helped me a whole lot becoming a better football player just because I understand concepts and why we do a certain thing against a certain coverage.
Do you have a surgery for your thumb or something too? Or?
Yeah, I had a minor surgery on my thumb. It was something I was playing through. Happened versus Colorado State. The only reason I got it fixed is because of my ankle. And so the thumb is pretty much already 100% healed.
How banged up have you been at times throughout your Boise State football career? And I don't know if you can maybe say some of the stuff that you played through, but obviously you've proven to be pretty tough over the years.
Yeah, I probably played through more stuff than most guys would play through. But, I don't like talking about it. It's one of those things I take a lot of pride in, is being a tough football player and as a tough-minded person. And so it's part of the game. It's a physical game. And Coach Peterson said it great. You got to play this game hurt. And I think I did a good job of that, for the most part of my 4 years.
Your roommate Grant, obviously, coming up on his senior day. All the criticism he got after that Air Force game and just early in the season, that, how nice has it been to see, your friend and roommate kind of bounce back the way he has this last month?
Oh, I'm really happy for him too. He puts in so much time and effort that nobody sees other than somebody who's lives with him and doesn't see him till 9 o'clock every night because he's been here watching film. So for him to be so successful after that Air Force game and playing really well, there's nobody happier than I am for him.
What was kind of his maybe demeanor after that Air Force game, just when he was really struggling? How was he off? Was he down, or how was he? How have you kind of seen him grow since then?
Just that chip on his shoulder just got a little bit bigger. He wanted to prove everybody wrong and go in there and say, that game's over with, and we're gonna move forward, and I'm gonna start playing really well. And he's done that. He's went into the film room. He corrected the things he needed to get corrected, and he's excelled since then.
What is it you want to do after football? You want to coach, or you want to go be a rancher?
Yeah, that's the funny thing is this perspective I've had the last month or so. It's kind of changed some things, and I could see myself maybe coaching one day. That's an option for me. But yeah, I do want to get into the cattle industry one way or another, and so that's kind of my other passion in life, and hopefully one day I'll be able to do that.
I was asking you, how have your parents taken it? I mean, they've I don't know how many games have they missed since you've been playing here at Boise State?
Not very many. So, yeah, they probably took it harder than I did. And I had to sit them down and say, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. You know, I'm a tough kid. I'll be resilient, and we'll get healthy. But, yeah, they're still enjoying it. They still come down for the home games. You know, they're probably more fans than parents, you know, when it comes to Boise State football. And so it's a lot of fun for them to be able to still come and watch the Broncos.
Probably know the answer to this already, but when you look at your career as a whole and what you were able to do since you came in here to where you are now, I mean, how do you sum up your career? How happy or proud of yourself are you, what you were able to do during your time here? How do you kind of look at your time?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is I just grew up a whole lot as a football player and as a person. The records and stuff like that, they still don't mean anything to me. But we won a lot of football games, played with a lot of great football players, and made a lot of good friends. And still, that number one goal right now is win that Mountain West Conference Championship. And if we can do that, you know, that's going to cap off a career for me that, you know, I'll be really, really pleased with.
From your slightly different perspective now, how do you look at the 16-winning streak, and what has happened with this team since the Air Force game to propel them, and what's the energy of the team right now?
The buzz around here is great. I mean, everybody knows what's at stake, and everybody's excited to be playing, and everybody's working hard. They're putting in the effort to be a championship caliber team. This from an outside point of view, anyways. That's what I'm seeing. And guys are just playing within themselves. They're not trying to do anything extra. They're playing to their strengths, and the coaches are making a great game plan for them every week, and they go out and they execute it.
How much have you enjoyed spending 5 years here? Is it maybe the floor? I know your freshman year there was a possibility you could play right away, but had that injury. You know, how much have you enjoyed it now being here for as long as you have, and you know maybe another year that maybe you wouldn't have had.
Yeah. No, I've enjoyed it a whole lot. Boise's a great town, a great community, a great football following. Where, like I said earlier, I think we have some of the best fans in the country. And so it's been a lot of fun. I got no regrets coming here, or some kids maybe regret choosing the school. This is the best school I could have possibly chose to come to.
You mentioned trying to win the Mountain West title, obviously. How do you look at your group, your senior class, and what you guys have done at your time here, and how you guys still do have an opportunity to kind of write another chapter in Boise State history?
Yeah, I think we always talk about leaving this place better than when you came in, and we haven't won outright Mountain West championship yet. And so for us to do that in our senior season, I think that will kind of leave a legacy for guys to follow.
Guys good?
No problem.